When this dog heard desperate screams coming from the waves, he bravely rushed in to help. Only after he dived into the water to save his wife did the man realize how treacherous the waters were. He struggled against the current, but it was just too strong. He couldn't keep afloat much longer. In March 2015, the actions of a brave dog wowed the media just as much as they stunned his human owners. The dog in question was 3-year-old Nico, a fluffy Bernese mountain dog. He'd been adopted 2 months previous as a rescue from an animal shelter. Perhaps it had something to do with Dan's experience. He'd owned Bernese mountain dogs before. Regardless of the reason, the Clarks decided that Nico was the dog for them and gave him a home. In his earlier years, Dan Clark had previous employment as a lifeguard, so he had an affinity for the sea. It's no surprise then that he found himself taking Nico for a walk along the beach. Although the beach was quiet, Clark witnessed one couple who were trying to take advantage of the serenity. The husband and his wife were trying a spot of boogie boarding, but something went awry. They were about 50 yards out. As soon as I saw they were there, I thought, that's not good. People have drowned in that exact spot before. Clark's interpretation of the scene was indeed correct, and the couple struggling against the waves were getting swept away. But the sea's victims were lucky Clark was passing by and his lifeguard instincts had already kicked in. They were exhausted, he recalled, so I ran to the beach, took off my shoes and shirt, and ran into the water. Nico sped by his human with the clear intention of diving into the water after the struggling swimmers. Clark was shocked by his dog's actions. I didn't even know the dog could swim that well, he said. The male was the closest swimmer to Nico, so he was the one who was saved first. Under the circumstances, the struggling man must have been stunned to see a dog coming to his rescue. I looked and the dog went right up to the guy, spun his body around next to him, Clark said. I yelled, grab his tail. The dog just worked like I'd never seen him work before, just pulling that guy all the way to the beach. But Nico didn't stop at one rescue and headed straight back into the current for the other victim. He took off back after the woman with the boogie board, Clark recalled. As a result of Nico's timely rescue, everyone involved was just stunned, but perhaps none more than Clark. Nico just shook off and looked at me like, all right, can we finish our walk now? It was insane. In fact, the couple Nico saved thought he'd been trained as a lifeguard. Clark said, the gal just looked at me and asked, does this dog come with some life-saving certificate? But despite Clark's past experience in life-saving, though, he hadn't trained Nico how to respond to such an emergency. I've had 3 of these dogs, and Nico is the only one that I've ever seen swim, Clark told them. The couple were like, wow, that's incredible. This guy is just a swimmer. Naturally, both the rescued victims and their children were hugely grateful for Nico's intervention. It's possible Nico's affinity for the water comes from his genetics. Although his breed is a mountain dog, they are related to the Newfoundland breed. These large dogs actually have webbed paws and are often used as trained lifesavers in water rescue situations. Meanwhile, Nico's mommy, Vivian Clark, was overjoyed to hear of how her heroic fur baby had been. I was tearing up when my husband was telling me what Nico had just done. I know how treacherous it is out there. I look at Nico in a whole different light now, Dan Clark told the dodo. It's like, geez, you saved these people's lives. Not only was Nico saved when he was adopted, he saved the lives of 2 people as a result.